Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, so if you're entertained, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I'd like to talk to you today about MongoDB. I was watching a reaction video a couple of weeks ago, and the person was reacting to someone on the news being interviewed who was listing off their favorite AI stocks for 2025. Then they mentioned MongoDB, not even as like the main list of the AI. It was just an offhand comment about something else. And the person reacting to this person didn't talk about MongoDB either. But I have used MongoDB in the past for some applications. So I'm aware of what it is, and I've used it, and I've enjoyed working with it. So that I always think that's really cool when a product is doing well or a company is doing well, and I've used it and I've liked it. So MongoDB, for those that don't know, it's a relational database. Sorry, it's a document database as opposed to a relational database. A relational database is more like if you use Google Spreadsheets. So it has like the columns and it has rows and it's organized nicely. Document databases are more for like, they're kind of like Word documents. So you put all the information for a single thought into a single document, and like you can reference other documents, but it's a lot slower and not very efficient. So you want to be self-encapsulating. And the way that they do their memory is very, very quick to go through lots of amount of unstructured data. So I never actually thought about how these large language models access the data that they need in order to make their conclusions. But now that we have mentioned MongoDB, it makes a ton of sense, at least to me. So then I was planning on making this video, and I was thinking about MongoDB, and ever since then, I've watched several videos where people mention MongoDB, but they don't really go into what it is or why you would want to buy it, or, And then I was doing the MARO video, which it hasn't come out yet, but it is in the Ulti holdings. So Ulti is good to us like that. MongoDB, as far as I can tell, is a good company. And they actually had their earnings today, which is why I put off making this video, because I didn't want the earnings to be bad and it plummet and then be like, why did I even mention it? But they had actually a good earnings report tonight. And they're still not profitable. So I think once they're profitable, we might be hearing more about MongoDB and more in depth about MongoDB. But it's actually one of those things where if you want to diversify your AI, so you have like the data warehouses, you have the GPU chips, you have the software, and this is actually where the data is stored. So it's a good little diversification portion of your AI stuff. And even if you don't want to individually invest into MongoDB, when you are looking at AI ETFs, that's why this is included. So, MDB has like almost 190% implied volatility, which is insane, but that makes it understandable about why it is in Ulti. And speaking of Ulti, I think I'm going to do a thing with Ulti tomorrow, and it makes sense in my head. So basically, I have it at $9.77, and it's at $10.20. So what I'm thinking about doing is just selling it tomorrow because we have the distributions coming. But what the distributions are going to do is push, and they're always around 80 to 90 cents. So I just don't really want the NAV to go too much below my average cost because they did not recover from last month. And I believe there is capable of recovering, but they do like to be in a lot of trash funds. And it's never going to be a quick recovery. So like, what could I do? I could sell it and go in and use that $1,000 to just buy more Misty or MSTX put spreads and probably make more money every month on that than I would have in holding Ulti. But I could also do it as a sell a put immediately on Ulti. And what this would do is I'm agreeing to buy this stock at $10 if the price of the stock at December 20th is less than $10. So what I could do is get this premium, and then between this and what I sell it for the profit, that should be equivalent to what I would have gotten in the distribution. And then hopefully before the next distribution, it'll recover to $10, and then if it's above $10, I can just sell it again and do the same thing over and over again. I mean, the other option is I could just leave it and just kiss my NAV goodbye, because that's what you do when you agree to be in a yield max fund. Like, I know that I spent $977 on this, but since it has 100% distribution in about 10 months, this should be paid for by itself, and then it could do whatever it wants. And I had it at $9.77. It went up to $10.23. So, like, I do believe it can recover. It just didn't recover this month. So what I could do also is sell it tomorrow for $10.20 and just buy it again on on the X date, which I think when I'm talking this through, it actually makes more sense to do that. So like, if it's at $10.23 and this is $9.77, that's like less than 50 cents. And so when it goes down, I'll just buy it back at a cheaper price, and I will have, between the profit and buying 100 shares for less than this, I'll have a cobbled together amount that is equivalent to the distribution. So yeah, I think I've talked myself into that being my strategy, where I'm just going to sell it the day before declaration date and buy it back on ex-div date. And that way, as their NAV goes down and they don't recover, at least the amount of cost that I have in this is also less. But also, I'm rooting for Ulti. And, if I buy it at $9.40 next time, if they figure it out and they recover their entire distribution, then my, average cost is better anyways. So, but yeah, you all know that I am a fan of Ulti. And I mean, the thing with Ulti is just in all the funds that I would like to be in if I had a few $1,000,000 to just piss away on highly volatile things, but I don't. So I don't have $1,000,000. I don't have a few $1,000,000. So being in Ulti reminds me about why I don't want to just be in high implied volatility funds. That it's not all about implied volatility. It's about how the actual stock behaves, that, and also like where your strike price is matters. So I'll just leave it at that. But this was more about MongoDB than it was about Ulti anyway. What are your plans for Ulti though? Are you going to sell before the div date? Are you just going to have your NAV depleted and just collect your dividends and just hope that in a year or so it paid you back and just leave it alone? I would really love to know. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.